It's a bit noisy in this room because all the fans are on because it's hot as hell here. But you know what? Let's talk about Team Fortress 2. It's been a while, right? It's been a while since we've thrown another hashtag. We've slipped into another episode of Slacktivism here. Haven't we been here before? This is what, fourth time around. Ban the bots, and then the save TF2, and then the fix TF2, and then the hashtag fuck Valve, and all this stuff that's been happening, and we've got nothing. We've maybe gotten a tweet from them. We hear you, right? We hear you. Doesn't mean that we're doing anything. The current, I'm gonna say event that's going on because it's an event. It's gonna wane. It's gonna die down. It's gonna be forgotten. Um, yeah, it's not just a problem with TF2. You guys keep thinking about like minuscule, super focused crap that nobody really cares about. I'm sorry, like nobody cares about TF2 in the corporate sense. It's not just Counter-Strike 2 as well. No, it's the conglomeration, the sort of coalescing of the lack of updates, the lack of fixing, the lack of customer approval. How do I put this in like business sense, right? Valve won't do anything unless it hurts them. And unfortunately, at this point, they know that this thing's gonna die down. They know that we're gonna buy the latest hat box that comes out. They know, and we know that the moment the new CS2 update comes out for like cases and knives, that everybody's gonna drop what they're doing and they're gonna throw thousands upon thousands of dollars at Valve. That's the thick and thin of it. That's the sad, hilarious part of it, is that when it comes down to it, everybody will easily forget for the new shiny, and it sucks because Valve makes ungodly amounts of cash from hardware sales, storefront, workshop, uh, market transactions, loot boxes, like billions upon billions of dollars. And the funny thing is, it's like, how do you fight against that? Do you give Steam up entirely? And the answer is, yeah, you have to. And a lot of people are not willing to do that, because what are the other options? Oh, Ubisoft Play, Activision's dog shit storefront, um, Epic Games that's owned by Tencent. I'm sorry, that's not gonna. Those aren't alternatives. Those are death sentences, right? There's a lot going on in this space that not a lot of people really know about. You know, the Valve that is gone, right? There are lawsuits that are starting to come out that have been out for a while that frankly are not going well, considering like um, unfair business practices, unfair, anti-competitive practices concerning, digital storefronts and all that. And it's not just the case that Valve needs to have their feet put in the fire concerning game update. You know, it's not that. It's the fact that they are a company that is not only to the point where they've burned all the goodwill that they have fostered, you know, for what, over almost 30 freaking years, but are actively working against the consumer. Like, that is possibly the only angle that you or me have for getting Valve to change, is basically bringing lawyers into this and forcing a restructuring based on the notion of anti-consumer, anti-business practices, the monopolization of a digital space, and getting, people who are versed in law, legislation. Unfortunately, it does mean getting government officials involved to get this to change, and it sucks at this point, right? That we're at this point where Valve, this company that created Half-Life, that created Team Fortress 2, created Dota. Well, they didn't create Dota or Team Fortress 2. They basically just iterated upon it, gave it a new art style, etc. But, this company that relies on its community turning into just another corporate cog. And it hurts, and it sucks. Because, we've always thought about them being like us, being part of the little people, giving entertainment. And frankly speaking, I'm not entertained. I'm not entertained with their recent offerings. What do they got? They got Aperture Desk Job, which feels like a mini game. You got Counter-Strike 2, which is Counter-Strike Global Offensive, but somehow worse. You got Deadlock that's coming out that frankly is just Smite. It's just Smite. I'm sorry. And a bunch of the Half-Life Alyx, which to play properly, to experience properly, is to have like a $600-$700 peripheral and enough real life space to play their game properly. God, what happened? What happened? What happened to this company? What happened to this corporation? This isn't fun anymore. And yeah, a lot of people left. It's just Robin Walker and his ego. It's just Robin Walker all the way down. And what do you do? And the answer is, truthfully, really, enjoy the game for what it's worth. There are a bunch of community events that happen. There's the Moonlight.tf that's holding an event right now. Magnetic Mayhem, or I think that's correct. And Potato.tf is going to have another event relatively soon, hopefully. And then there's some other stuff that's coming out, maybe officially, or at the very least, stuff that's going to get re-wheeled out for Summer and Scream Fortress. Just enjoy it for what it's worth. Like, nothing lasts forever. Valve thinks you're an idiot. Things aren't going to happen unless, you get legislators involved, gaming commissions involved. The only positive outcome that I see from this is that Valve... Jesus. There is no positive. I'm sorry, there is no positive out of this. It's slacktivism. I'm sorry. This is... God, how do I put this in nice words? Your tweets mean nothing. They don't need to do shit. Have fun paying for a glorified gambling website. And if you're actually smart, you'll get government people involved. I hate the government, but this is the only way that you change shit, is to get people who are putting the laws down up to speed and recognizing Valve for a monopolistic, exploitive, anti-consumer, anti-business company that is possibly funding criminal networks via their market trading and stuff. That's the only way that we fix this, is that we destroy Valve. Destroy Valve. That's all I gotta say, man. Fuck, it's hot.
You're all right, Doc. Scouts are going. Heavy's a goner. Backing up.
Go to an upgrade station before they return. I'm giving you a bonus.
Go on, get. Dispenser going up.